Risk is defined as something that can either have a positive or negative impact on the objectives. So in its pure definition, it's basically saying that risk is not necessarily a negative thing, and I think that's quite an important thing to understand. As we're looking at risk on the project, we're thinking about risk to the objective and pull it right back to the deliverables that you've got to produce within the project. What's at risk of us not producing these products? But on the other hand, we should also be looking at what are opportunities that we can chase to deliver a benefit or a better outcome back to the client or the business. So I like that approach, that it can be either a positive or a negative thing. So risks or opportunities definitely need to be considered. One of the key challenges I think that most people have with risk management is that it can be less obvious than what people can consider. So as we go through and we deal with risk management on a project, most organisations and most PMs cover off on health and safety risk really well, and that's a great thing because we want to make sure that we've got our people covered and their health and safety is at the forefront of that. For me, that's just another category of risk, so we need to think broader in terms of what really is at risk of us not delivering this project. Health and safety is a component of that. So risk management's a proactive approach to thinking about the potential of something going wrong and then understanding what sort of what level of consequence or impact there might be. Often issue management and risk management can be a little bit confused. As I said, risk management's a proactive approach. Issues are a reactive approach. Typically they're things that come out of left field that we haven't considered, or it might be the risk has been realised and we're now dealing with that as a problem within the project environment. There's an ISO standard around risk and risk management. It's a very simple approach in terms of understanding a process to go and deal with risk on the project. The first step is to establish the context, and that's thinking about environmentally what are we dealing with at a project level, what's our appetite for risk. We need to go and talk to stakeholders, offer the opportunity to consult with them and communicate with them on a regular basis. From there, we can start to build a bit of a profile around identifying the risks. So thinking broadly across the project, what's going to potentially pose a risk or indeed an opportunity onto the project. From there, we can do some analysis around the consequence and likelihood and do an evaluation around the severity of that risk. And that gives us an opportunity to prioritise and give us a focus on those important risks that we need to think about. From there, we look at what treatment options we've got and start to think about the contingency that we're going to put in place to manage those risks. And lastly, making sure that we've got good processes in place to regularly monitor and control risks throughout the project life cycle.